So welcome everybody to Gatling Gun Pipeline, little question and answer period. We're going to talk about the newly, fully patented revolver with Demetrius offering the questions and myself offering the response.
So first question, how would you determine the number of revolvers needed for a typical pipeline project?
So at GGP, our newly patented revolver, you can perform all the stringing operations. So you'll string the first pipe laid and the very last pipe laid with the revolver, 100%. And you'll try to utilize as much as you can on all the flat terrain, the welding operations. And with the welding operations, you can narrow down the right of way 25 foot wide, and that's huge. So how many is required? So a minimum would probably be 3. So you'd have one being loaded, one that you have staged on the right of way, and one that they're utilizing currently, stringing and welding pipe on the right of way. So typically 3 would be a minimum.
So what innovations does the revolver have that sets it apart from the normal pipe laying process?
So another feature of the revolver is fewer people. You can cut down on a drastically amount of people, not using all the heavy equipment and the manpower needed to install a pipeline. You can do it 2 to 3 people. Probably 3 people for larger pipe. You got 2 welders and a helper. Probably 2 people for smaller pipe. You've got 1 welder, 1 helper. You've got cameras on the back. So you got cameras on the back to utilize during the welding operations. You got lights. So there's lights all around this thing to light it up like Disneyland. So you can weld at night. So an option that the pipeline industry hasn't used is trying to defer from that heat and welding at night. With revolver, you can weld at night. Tracking pipe. So every pipe that comes out of that revolver, you can track. So at the end of the day, you know just how much pipe you've laid. Supplies. So supplies are a big issue. To not have to just hand out welding rod to welders. Everything is in cabinets. It's all designed so you can keep control of the supplies. The biggest thing that the revolver offers is project certainty. Come on. In the pipeline industry, project certainty is a big deal. And utilizing the revolver for all the stringing and the welding operations, you can get to a point where you have absolute project certainty, something we have not seen ever.
What are the top concerns when using the revolver for a project that involves 2 to 20-inch pipe?
So the biggest value to using the revolver is utilizing the welding operation. And in some cases, we may have uneven terrain and have to balance the terrain to be able to utilize the welding function. The biggest concern in that would be mountainous terrain or uneven terrain. So that would be my biggest concern, trying to utilize the welding operations in mountainous terrain.
Does the revolver help improve job site safety?
Yes, yes, yes. Thing about using the revolver, everything is controlled. So there's no swinging pipe. So there's no pipe rolling off the trailer. There's no finding the center of a piece of pipe with rigging, trying to figure out how you pick it up. There's no moving, all these moving parts. There's no getting into tight quarters with equipment and this moving pipe and all the people that you need to work the operation. So everything is controlled. We even have a little jib on the back. There's an 8 to 10 foot jib. So for larger pipe, you'll need the external clamps. So you can raise and lower the clamps. Everything's controlled using the jib. Everything's controlled. Safety, huge factor using the revolver. I can't express it enough how big safety is in the pipeline industry, and having everything controlled is detrimental to safety.
What other advantages are there using Gatling gun pipeline?
So at Gatling Gun Pipeline, we offer survey crews. Survey crews to help show where maybe perhaps the balancing the right-of-ways is needed. Also to help map out where we can reduce that right-of-way down to 25 feet for welding operations. Listen, if we can cut down the right-of-way from 50 to 75 foot, maybe perhaps down to 25 foot, the environmental impact is huge. The cost, not only to the contractor from having to build a big right-of-way down to 25 feet, but also to the oil and gas company. Listen, you don't have to replant or reseed. Listen, in the pipeline industry, we're all concerned about the environment. And with this piece of equipment, that shows everyone that we're out there. We're trying to do the best we can. We're protecting the environment. That revolver is a huge impact. It's the biggest impact it's going to make on the pipeline world is on the environment. And that's what we're here to tell you today is what this company is all about is saving the environment.
All right, thanks for tuning in. If you have any other questions, leave a comment or send us an email. I'm Demetrius Cooper. This is Butch Hill, and we'll see you on the right away.
The biggest thing that the Revolver offers is project certainty. Come on. In the pipeline industry, project certainty is a big deal. And utilizing the Revolver for all the stringing and the welding operations, you can get to a point where you have absolute project certainty, something we have not seen ever.